Imagine a city where every street has a story, every neighborhood has a heartbeat, and every building is alive with characters who call it home. Well, that's the future of Upland, and it starts with Uppies. And these are Uppies right here. Upland just dropped this announcement, and it's absolutely game-changing. These aren't just digital assets. They're residents with personalities, with stories, and ultimately with secrets to be discovered. Whether you're a veteran city builder, whether you're brand new to Upland, or thinking of coming back, this is the biggest evolution, the biggest change in Upland that we've ever seen. It's super, super exciting. We're going to dive into the world of Uppies today. We're going to go through this announcement that Upland dropped. We're going to do so at a 10,000 foot level here. We're not going to go over every single detail. We're just going to hit the main bullet points. So if you want to learn everything there is to know about Uppies, at least that's been released so far, make sure you come check out the announcement. You can go inside the game, click on the news feature. You'll see the Meet Uppies this picture, and you'll be able to click on it, and it will take you to the article. It's absolutely huge. So first, let's start with the big picture. What are Uppies? Answer, these. These are Uppies right here. They're digital residents of Upland. We've talked about residents before. We talked about it during Genesis Week, during the roadmap update when we talked about live. We then unveiled residents for the first time. Residents are going to start moving into your neighborhoods here shortly, and you're going to have to compete for them. And the residents now have a name. We named those with our first structure sale announcement, our service structure announcement, and that was Uppies, and now they have a face. These are Uppies. And what's more, so we just learned in this announcement that you're going to be able to befriend and collect these Uppies. It's absolutely huge. It changes everything, in my opinion. And so these are Uppies. They have personalities. They have stories. They're all unique. They have unique designs. But why are they important? Because they bring neighborhoods to life. These are the Uppies that are going to live in your buildings. They're going to live in your apartments, your townhomes, your luxury condos. They will add culture, connection. There's going to be new layers of strategy here. And ultimately, they're going to help to create a building and living. They're going to help create and building. No, that's not right. They're going to help create and build a living and breathing world. I can't talk tongue-tied today. You guys try to do this. Anyways. And so how do they work? They're tied to the residence features. So if you remember the resident feature, again, go check out our announcements if you want to go over it. Residents it's a feature that's coming to Upland where players are going to have to compete to get residents to their neighborhoods, to their houses. There's a global population system that is tied to the total number of living units. However, there's going to be way more living units in Upland than there are residents competing for those residents. Those residents are Uppies. So you're competing to attract Uppies to your neighborhoods. What neighborhoods are and properties? What neighborhoods and properties are Uppies attracted to? They want vibrant neighborhoods. They want diverse neighborhoods with services, with schools, with transit, with transportation, safety, and entertainment. And we've started to release those service structures inside of Upland that players are able to build that will go into the back-end algorithm that determines what neighborhoods are best, how Uppies are attracted to those neighborhoods, and players will need to build attractive communities to draw them in. That's just the reality. Now, we already knew all of that, but what we didn't know and what Upland unveiled was that we're going to be able to discover, befriend, and collect these Uppies. Super, super cool. So each one of these Uppies can become yours. How cool. I want this angry punk rock dude on the end. And this is what it's called. It's called Befriending Uppies, a new mini games. The way that it will work is you will be able to compete or participate in what's called Uppie discoveries. Players, basically, think of it like treasure hunting. You explore Upland with your block explorer. As you get close to a spot with an Uppie that is discoverable. Now remember, there's Uppies in residence that across the map, all over the place. Only some of those Uppies will be marked as discoverable, which means you'll have an opportunity, a chance to befriend them and mint them. Not all Uppies, just some Uppies. This makes it pretty rare, and also makes it a surprise and feel like a treasure hunt. It's very similar to the treasure hunt mechanic in that respect. Now, when you find an Uppie that is discoverable, you'll be able to befriend them. How do you befriend them? Well, you play a mini game. If you win that mini game, you'll have the chance to befriend and mint this Uppie. The Uppie will cost an Uppix fee. The Uppix fee will fluctuate. They'll range from super inexpensive to more premium Uppix prices. It's always your choice after you play the mini game whether or not you want to mint your Uppie. You don't have to. If you've befriended the Uppie, you can say, I don't really like this one. I'm going to go search for another one that's more my style. You don't have to mint it. So it's always up to you. If you do choose to mint it, it goes into your collection. It becomes a legit. You now have this Uppie. In fact, let's go down here and see. So let's say you mint one of these Uppies. They become they're legit now in your collection. You paid the Uppix to get it. A portion of that Uppix is going to go to the property owner where that Uppie lived. This is absolutely huge. This creates additional community engagement and a whole new economy and economic opportunities there for all Uplanders. In other words, the neighborhoods that have the most Uppies will have the most Uppies that are able to be discovered, i.e. will benefit more from the Uppie discovery minigame because more players will be coming to you to get Uppies, discover them, and then pay that Uppix, especially if you're one of these high-demand properties in a fantastic neighborhood. So, super cool, really fun. We totally foresee players solely dedicated in the same way that some players are solely dedicated to treasure hunting or solely dedicated to racing. We see players solely dedicated to, in the future, to collecting Uppies, especially new players. We see it as a great way for new players to be introduced to Upland. It makes sense. It's easy. It's an easy introduction. These are properties. This is how I discover Uppies. Oh, check out, I got this cool Uppie. Now I need to get a house for this Uppie, etc., etc., etc. Now, the Uppie doesn't move when you collect it. However, in the future, we do have plans. We're exploring plans to make these Uppies permanent residents. That would mean that if this is a feature that does come into place, you would be able to take your Uppie and I have this Uppie. I have grandma here. I want to make this Uppie means a lot to me. I want to make this Uppie a permanent resident in my structure. You'll be able to take your Uppie and make them a permanent resident in your structure, ensuring that your Uppie never moves. Remember, Uppies and residents will constantly be in flux. Well, they'll be constantly moving. They're always searching for the best neighborhood, the newest neighborhood, the neighborhood that is doing the best, the most to go to. Now, there's a lot of stuff here that's still in development, but ultimately this is going to add deeper storylines. I think it's going to be huge for culture in Upland, and I think it's going to be interesting to see which Uppies you connect with as players, which Uppies I connect with as a player. We should have one of these Uppies animated here in, where is it? Right there. Check this guy out. How cool is he? Oh, it's so cool. Uppies, here they come. And then I tweeted this out that I just wanted to share just to kind of underscore how big of a deal this is. Real immersive gaming worlds. I retweeted this out yesterday. Shameless plug. Don't just have players. They need characters who live there. Uppies are a game changer for Upland. I firmly believe that. They're digital residents with personalities, stories, and choices. They bring culture, connection, and new strategies. This is how you build a living, breathing world, and it's very exciting. There's never been a better time to be in Uppies. In Upland. Let's go over the type of Uppies that there will be in Upland, and then we'll close this out so we don't go too long here. There will be everyday Uppies, common Uppies. These will be families looking for school parks. There'll be professionals, entrepreneurs, artists, musical guys, whatever. If you look around in everyday life, they're going to be an Uppie in Upland. And so here's an example of some of these everyday type of Uppies right there. I love the one with the jacket. Also, how adorable is the baby? That baby is super, super adorable. Remember, each Uppie has a name, appearance, and a backstory that comes with it, adding to the unique culture and aspect of these Uppies. Now, there will be common and rare Uppies. Some of these rare Uppies will be iconic Uppies. And these Uppies will stand out for their distinct identity. These will be fictional characters created as parodies with unique designs and personalities. And so you can see these, dude. How about this guy over here with the guitar? Huh? Remind you of anyone? Hilarious Uppie, looks awesome. Iconic Uppies are coming as well as normal everyday Uppies. Don't be uppity with your Uppies. That should be a t-shirt. Again, you're going to see this start to roll out in the coming months. The Uppies themselves, so resident feature rather, will come first in the coming months. Then after that, Uppies will launch, and the Uppie minigame, the Discovery Uppie minigame, will launch after that. That timeline is not yet finalized, no fixed date there, but residents will come in the coming months. Very excited. We're very close. Again, this changes everything. This is absolutely huge. Would love to know what you guys think. Do you like this? What do you think of the Uppies? Will you be an Uppie collector yourself? Let me know in the comments below. Let the community team know any feedback you have. Uppies, get ready. They're coming. And they're exciting. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll see you in Upland. Bye-bye.